I'm Giles, as I said before. This is Javier and Raphaël, and we're showing you a game which we made in the Global Game Jam, which was a 48-hour game jam last month. Was it January? 3 weeks ago. Unfortunately, we were kind of sleep deprived by the end of it, and I'm not sure how much we remember about how we even made it. So it's kind of a miracle it still works, considering the various technology that goes into it. We're going to try playing a game of it first, which involves some of you hopefully getting out your various mobile devices and joining in. How much more needs explaining?
For playing, not much more.
Okay. So, yeah, you're welcome to get online and register. Hopefully your name will pop up. Is it working? It worked before. Come on. Is that your name? Not yet. Yes, here we go, here we go. Okay, one more, and we're going to go. Boom. Okay. Oh, this is quite ideal, so I can actually explain what's happening here. So, two people come and take the stage. So Martin must come and face me in the theatre of death. Is that your device? You don't have to bring it with you.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it tells you to go to the stage when it comes in, hopefully. So there are two of us on stage. Unfortunately, for you, only I have a gun, as it tells me like this. And what's going to happen is we're going to face off, and I'll choose to either shoot Martin or honourably shoot myself in the head. Not such a great game mechanic so far. What hopefully makes it interesting is the fact that I don't know whether the gun's loaded or not. Now, this is a really weird gun, which is actually affected by people out there voting on their smartphones. So, after I press move, which is this button for anyone coming up on stage, that will start the voting process, and you'll have 10 seconds to register your votes as to whether you want the gun to be loaded or not.
Can I vote?
You cannot. Now,
so they should be at that same website, or they?
it will all be appearing on your screens. Hopefully, as soon as I press move, it should tell you. Yeah, if you didn't join in, if you didn't register, you can't play this round. So, and then ideally, if the gun's loaded, I'm going to shoot Martin. he's out of the game and someone else will have to replace him. If a gun is empty, I'd like to point it at myself, because doing this and shooting will let me get off stage and kind of the back of the queue for who has to come on stage. Yeah, I don't know. There's some other rules. It kind of works. Okay, so
everybody who's in, like the 8 players, they're gonna vote.
And they know who
the
will be hit.
no. Okay.
No. Okay, so they vote before you shoot.
Exactly.
Alright.
So yeah, they're voting. But I might say I'm going to shoot myself. But maybe I won't. So it was an empty gun. And this means that I must hand over the gun to Martin. Yeah, so if you press the move button on top, then
which one is the mid button?
the big,
Alright.
yeah, that one. Okay, so the next round of voting takes place.
I can shoot the ground too.
I'm afraid now it doesn't do anything. I hope.
And I'll shoot anyone who votes against me. Alright. And since you shot me, you deserve this.
Oh, people. They're gonna have to vote. They want to see what happens.
I know, right?
Or maybe it's just broken. Maybe it's just not working. Fun! It has to happen. Okay, so and Johan must take the stage to face me. You can leave it, yeah.
No voting. Alright.
Okay, so I'll prime the gun. I want to get off stage. Okay, so 6 players remain. Johan gets the gun, and Marek joins him on stage. Hopefully, should make sense.
One in the middle of the top.
Yes, the big one. Playing it cool.
Too bad.
It's
yours, right?
I didn't see that.
I can shoot myself as well.
That's the choice is to shoot Johan.
Is it? This one, the middle one.
Yes. Sorry, Johan.
It's 7 people and 1 player. 2 players.
5 left. What are you going to do? I want to know.
Oh, I have to already decide.
No, you can pretend what you're going to do. You can decide it below.
Chris. No, you can stay.
That was a flare shooting.
Okay, so
You need to put it more vertical if it's going to, yeah, if it's a sign. Watch how the shadows go. Yeah. Yeah, so shooting yourself is based purely on the vertical orientation. If you move it too far, it'll not work. The grand finale, here we go.
I was trying to write Steve Ballmer, but so if you want, you can kill him for your joy.
Prepare your Twitter followers.
Oh, Max plays it cool. It's been stuff out. Yeah, so that's the game. Javi is responsible for the graphics and the phone, the stuff, so probably stuff you're most interested in. I wrote the server side stuff, and Raphaël, this is his gun, and he knows how to do all this crazy stuff between this and the computer. So, you want to talk about stuff, or are we just taking questions, or what?
You were the ones that in the server knows how the message system.
Well,
I don't know what people are going to be interested in this.
Take the question depending on what are the questions, so yeah.
So what have you used to communicate with the move controller?
This is an API that's available since December. It was available earlier. Actually, if you know the game Giles, it's based on the same API, but an earlier beta version. Now it's usable. We used the processing wrapper for it, but you can use it in C, C#, and various languages. Right now, it's the pairing system is the bottleneck or the limitation for PCs on Windows. On Linux, it works really well. On Mac, it works also very well. On Windows, there's some pairing problems.
That's okay.
But then it's really well made and quite easy to use. And well, if anyone is interested, I started writing some documentation, and there's already a good documentation. But I will be happy to answer any questions technical regarding how to implement it. So.
Awesome, thanks.
Yeah.
Just one more question in this direction. So you mean the gun is free available toy stuff, or you build yourself? Or?
It's a controller for the PlayStation 3.
Okay.
And yeah, actually it's the standard move controller that you put inside a piece of plastic that costs 30 euros. Yeah, but yeah, it's worth it.
Okay.
And totally. And yeah, it's basically like a Wiimote, but a lot more precise in orientation. Also tracking, but we don't use the tracking tools with this color of the sphere. Yeah, you can use it for a lot of neat things.
So is $30 is what the grip or for the controller?
The controller is like 40, and the attachment is 30.
Okay.
Yeah, new.
Well, could you maybe talk a little bit, because I know you had started to do it some certain ways, and then you realized some things were not going to be working, and like some of the challenges.
Yeah, true. Actually, the first idea I think was to use a database and do some queries on it to exchange data, but that's not my area. Actually, I guess you could explain it better.
Yeah, well, this was like a really stupid idea for us to do this whole thing, because actually none of us have any experience of writing games which communicate over the internet at all. So yeah, we were looking for simple ways to do this, and eventually, I mean, we went through a few like Google Channels API, which I've been experimenting before a tiny bit, and then Pusher, and then eventually we found HubNub, which would let us do pushing out live messages to devices. Now, this is, I think, generally used for sending messages for people with apps, so kind of, you know, the next update's available, or you know, whatever kind of message you might want to send. We sort of hacked it slightly. I don't think this is the normal way of doing this, but actually everything is running as a client basically. There's no server side code. It's just that when a message comes, the computer says, oh, either this is a message for me or pub no.
Is it what?
A pub that you drink
Like
in.
a pub?
Yeah.
Okay. This?
Yeah, that's the one.
They're hiring.
It seems cool. It seems to work, fortunately for us. Yeah, and you can do nice, totally happy things with it very quickly. I have no experience of doing any production stuff, but I'd be interested in this kind of solution.
Yeah, actually, this was in the spur of the moment. We fell back on that solution. I guess if we want to move the project further, we might try to look into more open source solutions or something not proprietary.
Well, you could pay. You could pay
Only
for
these
wonderful people who've made this excellent
I don't know about that.
service. Yes, this has a bunch of, this can interface with whatever. There's a huge list of things. Thankfully, Java is fine, which is what games programs on here, and JavaScript on the phone, and we got it up and running in no time once we actually came across this.
So what part of the game did Java parse? Yeah, when you said Java, what part of the game is managed in Java?
So the game that's running on here, anything that's showing on the projector is written in a framework called libgdx, which is Java framework is what I'm used to because it's you can write to Android and now iOS really easily, and it's specifically for games. So all of this, and this is controlling all of the game state, everything, and the solution we came up with in the end for the web app was actually the web app is really dumb. Like when you're voting, it sends a vote message and then actually just says waiting, and as soon as it gets a message back from a message goes out from the, I don't know jargon, I'm sorry, but a message goes out from this computer, and this has a state of all the players in the game, and it just tells people to go into this particular state exactly where they should be, and the phone just does it without any prior knowledge. It's got no memory of where it is or whatever. So yeah, really everything's going on here, and the phone is the web app is very simple.
So in the web app on the phone, you just subscribe to a channel and react to the messages and do nothing more? Or?
Yeah, that's it. Basically, it was written really fast, was coded really fast, and designed really fast, and I create all the screens together in blocks, and I hide them like they are hidden. And I have a big function that whenever a message comes, chooses what of the blocks is showing, like hides everything, and shows only one block. It's not the most effective way of doing it, but it wasn't the proper way at that time.
Okay, but you just have to send a message to show whatever.
Yeah, he sent me messages, and the message says 34.
Yeah.
He said, yeah, 34. In the beginning we had it different. In the beginning there was logic in the phone application, but then we said we are mixing logic in both sides, and it was stupid. And we switched to really stupid, like
It was already very error prone as it was. I guess we didn't want to make every part of the system aware of everything because it would make even more breaking points. And yeah,
This was like hour 39 out of 48, which came at about 5 a.m. on Sunday. So, you'll excuse us.
yeah, in fact the code is really, if you wanted to look at the code, you would have it on the back or something like that, because there are really weird things in the code. It's totally spaghetti code. It was done in a few hours, and we had to finish it really quickly.
Well, actually, you can have a look at the code because it's on the Global Game Jam website, so if you fancy a heart attack.
Could you show the link maybe, or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
So the APIs for that move thingy, was that only Java you said, or?
It's actually a binding for Java. The native language for the API is C, and then you have bindings through a system called Swig. I couldn't tell you a lot about it, but it's a binding system or wrapper system for C. And so you have Java, you have processing, which is based on Java, obviously, and have C sharps, some other things.
Is there a
Unity,
JavaScript
there's a
binding?
Unity plugin for game designers. Sorry,
Is there a JavaScript binding?
I don't think so. Not yet.
Let's all hope so. JavaScript here, right?
There's a toolkit you can translate C language, LLVM, intermediate code to JavaScript. So you can almost anything can be converted to JavaScript.
So you can just search it.
Find it. Hold on.
It should be on.
Inscripten. Yeah. The name of the tool is Inscripten.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, maybe they need someone who knows how to make a search engine.
Okay, if you want a job, apply to them.
Well, we can put the link on the meetup page.
Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, absolutely.
Cool, thanks guys. And now Carl's gonna do a form extension. Oh,
Okay.
That's.
So while we're waiting for him to set up, are there any topics that people are interested in?